Welcome so much to the show,
Thank
Mr.
you,
Nelson
Candy.
Kuria. Now tell us a bit about yourself. We know you're a son of a very humble farmer, and now you're sitting on one of Kenya's biggest companies. Tell us about that.
My parents were truly humble in every sense of the word. Having been, employed in the white man's farm, doing manual work there, and I grew up within that environment, and of course that also shaped my upbringing and ultimately what I am in terms of appreciating the aspect of being humble, the whole essence of humility, and not to mention the importance of hard work, and above all that what you are today does not condition what you'll be tomorrow, as long as you have a clear vision, as long as you put your trust in the Lord and commit your plans to Him. He will raise you from grace to grace. And I always tell people funny stories about my background. My mother used to wear one nylon dress from Monday to Sunday, washing it in the evening, drying it next to the fireplace, because we were truly poor. So when you talk about poverty, I know poverty because I lived in it, I slept in it, I went hungry, I went literally naked, wearing only a long shirt. So I have seen it all. And but that does not mean that you cannot change. So I'm a true empirical case study of how you can rise from that low level to the top echelons in society in terms of corporate life and even in the social strata.
You mentioned that you had men of God come into your house. Your mother would allow men of God to come to your house.
Yeah.
Was that the point where you met God?
My mother is actually a pioneer in our family in terms of Christianity. She came to know the Lord in the very early 60s and joined the Anglican Church and became joined up with other people in planting churches in our area. And up to now, she's a church leader. She's over 80 now, but she's still a Mothers Union leader. Even as she wants to retire, the women of the church keep on calling her back because they cherish her leadership and they like the way she has shown good leadership abilities and good values. So, but even as I was brought up in the Christian environment, I was actually a religious person, not born again, but a religious. I would go to church. Even when I went to secondary school, I was in the church choir. I was in the Christian Union choir. But after some time I started drifting away, because of prayer pressure in secondary school. Instead of going for the choir, I would go for the dance, but even then, I would always hear a voice in the background telling me, this is not what you are called for. You remember you were a choir member. You remember you were singing well, and that is what, God called you for. So these are the things you are involved in. So I would always have some guilt conscience of some kind. I never actually went into great lengths of in such kind of things. Even ultimately, when I started working, I would, do like other people, enjoy a beer here and there. But these are things that never really got into me. In fact, I make fun with people because even as I would join them in having a round of beer, I never used to have more than 2, 3. I I would always get fed up, and I tell people I want to go home, I can't take more than they would make fun of me. Why don't you get saved? How can you be taking only? Kumbe, they were prophesying for me. And in fact, I now laugh. I tell them, you guys prophesied for me. And I got born again. That was in 2004. Actually 2003, and since then I have never looked back. And I always tell people that I feel I lost a lot of time. Like they say, knowledge comes, but wisdom lingers. I think I wish I had the wisdom of knowing Christ very early in my life. I would not have meandered and wasted quite a bit of my life.
You're a respected economist in this country. You have basically turned around CIC. That my question is that your purpose? Is that what God called you to do?
Let me say that I am one person who is very much committed to the welfare and the well-being of the people. And I believe in greater purpose. And I believe that even when God created me, He created me with a purpose. The purpose was not just to come and while away my time in this world, get a position of leadership. Because leadership is not about position, but what you can deliver to the people. It is servant leadership. How do you serve the people? What kind of impact do you have as a person? Will you be remembered for anything? Or if people were to write an epitaph, as they are eulogizing you, what will they say about you? And for me, that is the whole essence of being created by God. I serve with passion. I am here very early. For a long time, I work long days. My day starts actually at 6 or before in the morning. I leave my house at 5:30. I am here just before 6, and religiously so. I leave late, but I still have the energy. People wonder, well, Kuria, where do you get the energy of, you are going almost 365 days. We don't see fatigue. It's because of the joy of serving the Lord. By serving the people. That's the way, and that's why He renews my strength.
You're here by 6 a.m. You travel a lot. How do you manage to still remain a family man?
Since I got saved, of course, what I do, even if I work long hours, immediately I leave office, I go straight to my house. I do not detour anywhere. I just go straight to my house, and I am there. As long as I'm here, I have not traveled, I'm always in my house. So I have some time with them, and of course over the weekend we always find time to be together. On Sundays after church, we always make it a point of having lunch together as a way of catching up on many things, and even fellowshipping as a family. So, but I can tell you, I wish I knew. If I had gotten saved in those early days, I would still have given them a lot more of my time. So it is something I regret, but I always say, yes, there is always a beginning. It is never too late, like they say.
Unfortunately, young people chase the shilling. We are wired to look for the money. We work so hard. We want to accumulate wealth. So advise young people, what attributes do you look for when you're hiring, and what will surely make us great as young people?
There is somebody who wrote a book, there's Dr. Maxwell. He wrote a book that talent is not enough. And in that book he says, talent will take you to the top, but character will sustain you there. In other words, it brings out the importance of character in terms of sustainability. And I want to say that values and character are very important. And in fact, when we are looking for people to hire, I am always reminded of what the very wealthy man, Warren Buffett, You know, he's an investor. He's an American investor who also started very humbly, but he has invested himself his way to greatness. And this is because of the virtues of patience, the virtues of having a long-term perspective in terms of creating wealth, not looking for shortcuts. And he said, he had this to say: in looking for people to hire, look for three things: energy, intelligence, and integrity. And he said, if they have the first two, that is energy and intelligence, and they lack the third, that is integrity, they will kill you. I could not have put it in better words.
There you have it, guys. That was Mr. Nelson Kuria, the CEO of CIC Insurance, reminding us young people that money is not everything, but character, integrity, hard work, and servanthood will take us to the top. Thank you so much for watching us this Sunday. See you next Sunday for another different game changer.